How you getting on, guys? I'm out and about today, but I didn't want to leave another day without having done a little video or a little chat or something like that. So I suppose the thing I wanted to talk about today is we were talking a lot about ownership, taking responsibility, delaying gratification, and generally taking yourself to task for getting where you want to get. Now, we talked a lot about what you want. Hopefully some people have an idea of what they want. Maybe they want to lose weight, maybe they decided to lose weight, maybe they decide to get stronger, or so on. So the next question I'd ask is, what have you done in the last month? In the last month, in October, what change did you make? Did you make any single change to get you to where you would like to be? If it's as simple as I want to lose a couple of kilos before Christmas, did you do a single thing in October to actually get you one step closer to that? Because a lot of times we fall into this trap of we're reading things, we're thinking about things, we might try one thing once and not follow up on it, or we might have a plan to do something and not follow through with it, but we're not taking ownership of that task and we're not taking steps towards where we want to go. Okay, and if you had the idea at the start of October that you were going to lose weight by Christmas and you didn't do a single thing through all of October that you are still doing now, you need to reassess. Maybe the step you tried to take was too much. Maybe you just didn't take a step because you didn't know what step to take. And that's fine too. And I can give a couple of examples of things we found a lot of people have found really good to work for them. So one thing I would say straight off the bat is, if you're somebody trying to lose weight, have you got any of your meals in your week under control regularly? Don't think about your whole diet off the bat, because changing an entire diet, the diet you're eating now is taking you years to settle into. The idea that you're going to change your entire diet in a couple of weeks and settle into that might not work. What we have found is a much easier approach for people to keep is to maybe focus on one meal. Maybe focus on your work week. Now, I will be straight. Most people, their problem is they're overeating at the weekend and they are losing weight during the work week. But at the same time, what often happens is they're not losing weight at any point in the week. The work week in a lot of ways can be the easiest one to tackle because there's routine. Get up in the morning, you might have your breakfast. The next time you're going to eat is 10:30 or something like that. And the next time you're going to eat might be lunchtime, which would be 12 or 1, and the next time you eat is in the evening. There's a fairly set routine for those couple of hours. You're not always going to eat in between that. The Saturday and the Sunday tends to be a free-for-all and has no structure and is thus very hard to police. Suddenly, if you want to change it, that someone has been eating whatever they like, whenever they like on the weekend, moving it all the way to a structure plus things they mightn't necessarily like as much, you've actually changed 2 steps there. It can feel like a big loss of freedom. Some people find that difficult. I find in particular, if you sort your breakfast, you sort your lunch. I mean, my multiplication in my head is not very good on the spot when I am tired, but if you're eating 3 meals a day and it's 7 days a week, that's 21 meals. If you took 5 of them 2 times, which is your breakfast and your lunch during your work week, that's 10. So you could say that just by tackling your breakfast and your lunch during the work week, you have actually tackled half your diet. Is it the whole thing? No. But maybe it's a great step. You know, it could make a massive change going forward. It could be a massive change to how you're able to sustain and go forward and so on. And it's just the smallest little notch. So it's something worth thinking about is like, do I have a regular breakfast? Do I have a controlled breakfast? And most people have no problem eating the same breakfast every day. It's just part of a routine. And the lunch is the same thing. Is that if you're going out for lunch every day, there's no point eating a full dinner at lunchtime in town and then coming home again in the evening and eating another full dinner if you've been all day sitting in front of a computer. There's nothing wrong with sitting in front of a computer. I use an IT company myself. I've often sat in front of a computer. But just be aware, back 50 years ago, when people had a large dinner at 1 or 2 in the day, and then another large dinner at 7 or 8 in the evening, those people were working menial jobs. They were burning a lot of calories. They were out in fields. They were pulling, they were dragging. Now we're sitting all day. You don't need as much calories. And on top of that, the food that you're generally getting has probably 50% more calories than what they were generally getting. So you're losing both ways. What I would like to say is, if you've not done anything in October, this is me kind of calling out and saying, look, it's still 2 full months to Christmas. It's actually a lot of time to still make a big change. If you decide this week, this is it, I'm going to sort out my breakfasts and my lunches, or maybe just my breakfasts this week, and try to do it. Tomorrow's Wednesday. There's nothing wrong with doing something on a Wednesday, but definitely have it sorted before Friday. Get one good day down, have your weekend, and then Monday to Friday next week, you have a routine. You have 10 meals every week sorted and controlled. And then you can say you're taking a step. The week or two after, you can add a little bit extra. But this is one of the last chances you have now before Christmas. Not to be putting people on the spot, but if we say there's 8 weeks, and to be honest, there's less, but if we say there's 8 weeks, don't lose another week. Make one change in the next week. Concentrate on your breakfasts and your lunches. And yes, I have repeated myself probably 10 times in this video because I do think it's important. Let's change the one thing that recurs the most, which is your breakfast and your lunches. That is probably the most controllable because it's highly routined. You usually start in the same place every morning. You usually have lunch in the same place every morning. And it's the thing that you can probably change with the least interference, because you won't have as much pressure to be going out for lunch during the week as opposed to at the weekend and having a few pints and that. Have your pints this weekend. Have your dinner out if that's what you want. Get your breakfast and your lunch on track and see how you feel. See if it makes a difference to you. Okay? That's what I was trying to talk about today. I hope someone might take it to heart. I don't really care how many people watch this and don't care about it. If one person might get that little spark that makes them think, okay, this is something I can do. You know, but just, that's it. Take one thing, and work with it. Take care, guys. We'll catch up next week. And hopefully, if anyone has any good success, if anyone has any good changes from getting their breakfast in control, and it might be just you feel good in the beginning, please shoot me a message. Shoot it to the page. There's no problem. Okay? Take care, guys. We'll talk to you later.